1 in the morning. I'm probably supposed to be lonely by default. No, that kind of sounds bad, right? What would I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Well, the longer I've lived in the frat house, the more I start to realize. Take his fucking gum out. Take his fucking gum out. So, what do I mean by that? Well, the more I live in this frat house, the more I realize that there's a lot of people that aren't like me. And I know to be in like a frat house, you kind of have to be like a frat guy or whatever, like typical frat guy or whatever. That's not me. Maybe it used to be me back in like my first semester here, but that's not me anymore. I'm glad that it isn't, because it was just a constant. I keep looking around, like there's people here like, oh my god, they're gonna watch, they're gonna listen to what I have to say. Who gives a fuck, right? But the more I'm here in the frat house, the more I realize like, okay, I'm not like a lot of people. That's probably why I don't have a lot of friends, right? Is that a bad thing? Well, I mean, it could be. You know, I personally don't. Sometimes I wish I had a lot of friends. Like, I've never been that kind of guy where it's like you have a friend group and they're always hitting you up like, yo, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. I rarely get invited to a lot of things, and how does it make me feel? Well, I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice to get invited to stuff, and sometimes I do. It feels great. At least if I'm not gonna go, like the invitation feels nice. But the reason why I bring this up is because today I had like a really shitty day. I took like, took a little bit, enough to feel it, enough to like keep me awake, but I took some mushrooms the night before. I took like half a gram, and it kept me up at night. I didn't even like, I usually take them to like meditate and think about shit, but I didn't even really think about too much shit. You know, I thought I was gonna like get in touch with what I need to work on and stuff like that, because it makes you think like that. But instead, the result I wanted was to be more productive and kind of focus on what my goals are. But instead, it kept me up all night, and I already have trouble sleeping as it is. And when I did that, I slept during the day, missed my first class, which I needed to be there for to get this to receive a project. Missed that. I slept in through an orientation I have for a new job. I'm working at T-Mobile now. Thankfully, I was able to go in an hour late and still be able to have, you know, my orientation and whatnot. I apologized, and it felt really shitty. And then I watched a movie. I watched Wolf of Wall Street, and brain rotted as well on my phone, and I felt really shitty. And I was like, you know, it's time to like get going and doing stuff. Like, that's why I put on a suit right now. I put on a fucking suit, blazer on and everything, slacks, my ostrich boots. I'm over here looking spiffy as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, I look sexy as fuck. But the reason why I did that is because I wanted to look good, to be able to feel good, to be able to do good work. And so I cleaned my room, I surfed through my emails and did some jury duty stuff that I had to fill out, so I'm gonna mail that soon. Also printed out that project because they posted, thankfully, so I was able to print that out. And I'm looking back and I'm like, I get to these low points in life where I'm just like, I want to do good. I gotta lock in, and I have like a few weeks to a month. I was just straight fucking locking in. And when there's someone coming out that door, I don't know, but when I do that, I think about the other people that are in the house. They drink and they smoke all day, and it makes me think, like, these guys don't ever have that feeling, I don't think. I mean, they're drinking and smoking all day. They're definitely hiding and running away from stuff. I mean, anybody that drinks a lot excessively, and I see a lot of drinking here, they're hiding something and they don't want to confront it, you know? No, I'm not saying I'm a psychologist. I know everything, and I know this for like to like 100% certainty, because I'd be lying if I said I did. But no one's just gonna drink heavy just cause, whether it's conforming and everybody else is doing it, so they got to do it. They feel like they got to fit in. But I never really felt that, and I don't get invited to a lot of stuff the guys are doing. I don't show up to a lot of the parties. I could invite people to do stuff with me. They probably aren't going to do it. And does that make me feel shitty? Well, no and yes. You know, yes, for obvious reasons, like who doesn't want to be included, right? And no one wants to be lonely. But then again, it also doesn't, because it makes you feel like these guys, you know, they don't want to be around me, they don't want to spend time with me, and that's cool because they're not like me. You know, people are only gonna be friends with people that they're alike with. You know, they have things in common. And so I really only have, in terms of real friends that I've met, like real genuine friends that I've met that are there for me and like are on the same level as me. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody because I'm not. God made us all the same, not all the same, but with equal value. And when I mean on my level, I mean people that want the same things I want. I probably only met one person that's my best friend, you know, my brother. And even my own related family bloodline, you know, brothers, I don't have any full siblings. I have half and step, but they're, you know, they're real to me. They're real, my real brothers, real sister. And you know, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't make a lot of connections because a lot of these guys don't want things I don't want, or they don't want things that I want. And so it's like when I have these low points and I want to lock and do good for myself, I have them frequently, you know, and I can't sleep. I have to take fucking pills to be able to sleep, which fucking sucks. Imagine that I gotta pay to go to sleep. That fucking is stupid, you know? And so I think about it. I don't know if these guys ever have that kind of feeling where they gotta just like, they're tired of doing the same thing over and over again, you know? A lot of them don't have jobs. A lot of them, you know, they're not taking a lot of units, or they're taking like bullshit majors. And I'm not throwing shit at anybody's major. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to go into linguistics for my own self-fulfillment, and you can't buy self-fulfillment. You know what I mean? That's just something you have to obtain through hard work and getting things done. Whether it be getting a degree, making millions of dollars, or getting a fucking promotion at your job. You know, even if it's fucking McDonald's. If that gives you self-fulfillment, can't put a price on it. You know, that's what you want. And if you can accomplish that, and your accomplishment is something, not to sound stuck up, but as little as that to satisfy you, I'm pretty fucking jealous, you know? I'm pretty fucking jealous because I would never want that for myself. That would never be my end goal, you know? And so these guys don't want the same thing that I want, and that's why I don't align with them. And I joined this fraternity because they promote to be the best version of yourself, and so far I haven't seen it. I think I'm the only one that's trying. You know, there's one guy that's a pledge, I think, that may want to do that. So I'm hoping that it falls through and he becomes my little brother in the fraternity, and I become as big, because I dropped my previous big because he was doing nothing and I didn't like that. So he doesn't really like me too much. I already know. Like I could tell. I've heard things that he said from other people. Like I just know. And that's part of it. Brings back to that same point I was making. I just don't align with a lot of people, and so they don't align with me. They don't want to be my friend, and it sucks because I think by default I was meant to be lonely, because a lot of people don't want things I want. Regular people don't want the things that I want. You know, a lot of guys, they chase girls and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, hopping into some pussy is fucking fantastic, but it's not gonna really satisfy me. You know what I mean? It's not really gonna, you know what I mean, that's not really what I want. You know, and so I used to think that was gonna give me some satisfaction. It kind of did, but it was more for like the experience, you know. Turns out that's all temporary, you know. And so what really matters is like working hard so that you can work towards the end goal, which is for me getting my degree in finance. And it's been kind of hard. I mean, school is just hard in general, no matter what major you're going into. Because I mean, if you want to make big bucks with a degree, which is hard to do nowadays because of the degree inflation, I mean, you know, it's not gonna be easy. If it was that easy, everybody would fucking do it, you know. Do I want to drop college? No, I don't. Is it hard? Yeah. Does that being hard make me want to drop college? Sometimes, but that's not the right mindset to be in, so I try not to be in that, you know. And so yeah, I think there's not a lot of people like me. And I'm not saying I'm anything special or anything, but I am number one in my own world. You know what I mean? Just like whoever is watching this, or the person on the street, people over there, people behind me, whatever. There's nobody around, but like, you know, just any random person, they're gonna be number one in their own world, or at least they should be, you know. So maybe putting value into wanting to be cool or popular or whatever, just a big waste of time. What is that really gonna give me? I'll be cool for what? A semester, a year, my college career, I'll be popular, and then what does that give me? Nothing, because everybody's gonna move on. A new class is gonna come in 4 new classes are gonna come in, and I know nobody at college, and no one knows me. Everybody moved on, and then at some point they're gonna forget me. You know, people to be doing the most too, just to be popular and make themselves look big and bad and look like the man. But the real man, I don't think he will do that. He won't be so out there. He'll kind of be himself and getting shit done. That's the real man. And I want to be that. I want to. You know, it'd be nice to do it with people that are like-minded around me. Yeah, it's my own fault. I can connect with people online. I can go out there and meet people and whatnot. But I don't know. Because then, I mean, say I do meet people online that are like-minded, and then if I don't naturally want to gravitate towards them, well, I mean, that's on me. Then again, we're still trying to open up that door, I think. Then again, to have like a real relationship like that with somebody, it's like, it takes time and effort, and like, maybe where I'm at right now, I just don't want to because I got other things on my plate. We'll probably lose the fucking fraternity house, and I'm over here doing recruitment to try to save it. And it's probably all gonna go in vain, if I'm being honest. And the only thing that's suffering is me, because I'm putting a lot of time and effort to being able to do that, when more than likely we were gonna lose the house. So I don't know why I'm even still doing that. I think the only reason why is maybe my pride, because I decided to take up that duty, that role in the fraternity. So it's like, being a man of my word, I'm trying to stick to it and give it my all, but then it makes me a hypocrite, because then I'm not putting myself first, my schooling first, you know. So then can I really even say that I'm number one in my own world? Because right now I'm putting myself number 2, you know. So yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with myself right now, but I mean, it's a weird feeling, because I know that in the future I'm going to be making millions. I'm going to be fucking exactly where I want to be. And it's like, it was a weird feeling, because it's not that it's a weird feeling, it's a very natural feeling is what it is, and a lot of people don't have that, you know. Like, I've seen people that are rich and whatnot, I've never dreamed of being rich. I just knew I was gonna get there at one point, you know, maybe when I'm 30s, 40s, whatever. Like, I know I'm gonna get there eventually. So it's never something I really dreamed of, because I knew it was gonna come, and I still do to this day. So I was talking to one of my buddies about it, the closest person I am with in the fraternity, who is actually dropped. He's not even a brother anymore, but he's still a good guy. I was talking to him about the other day, about the whole thing I just explained, just knowing it's in the future, knowing what's coming to me. And I completely forgot where I was going with that. I asked him if he ever just has that feeling like it's gonna happen. He didn't really want to talk about it. He didn't want to get deep and philosophical. I was still on mushrooms at that point, but I would have talked about it sober, because I talked about it with my best friend sober. And he told me, he was like, well, he always knew that he was going to be well off, like he's going to have a family, kids, he's going to be making good money. For me, I mean, that's his self-fulfillment. That's great. I mean, I want that too eventually. That'd be fucking fantastic. But money is what I want. I want a lot of money. And it's not even just to like buy things because I care about my family. I feel like growing up, which is kind of like weird to think about, because I was just a kid growing up, I wanted to kind of, I don't know, I wish I was a better brother, better son, you know, a better friend, better boyfriend. You know, I always wanted to do better, and I keep looking back on it. And I can't change it. Do I dwell on it? Yeah, I do, all the fucking time. And I feel like one of the only things I can make up for is me being really successful, because it shows that I at least cared, because I can take care of these people. I can take care of other people. I want to give back to a lot of, what I really want to give back to is, I want to give back to single moms. I want to give back to single moms, people that decided, you know, like they're going to have this kid when they're going to be by themselves, or ended up being by themselves. They got a deadbeat, you know, dad that's supposed to be in the picture but isn't there, but they still decide to have the kid anyway. Like, that's the hardest thing they can do, because that's being so selfless. you know, and I was willing to do that too at one point when I knocked up some girl. She didn't want the same thing, and that kind of bothers me a lot. I don't put a lot of thought towards it though, and I think about it. It doesn't really make me sad, but it makes me very disappointed in myself, even though it wasn't my choice. And I try to tell her that, you know, to keep the baby and whatnot. Eventually, she ended up regretting her decision, but it's already too late, you know. And I didn't really know how to feel about that. I felt kind of upset and like angry, like why the fuck even tell me? At that point, I don't even care because it doesn't change anything. But I know I could have convinced her more. But a part of me was kind of glad that she aborted it. And I gotta think about that, and it makes me upset. And yeah, I don't know. I think this is gonna be one of those sleepless nights, but you know, it's a Friday. I got no school tomorrow, no school after that. I do have work full time for the first 2 weeks on Monday. Thinking about it right now, I fucking dread it. But you know, it's gonna turn to part-time soon. I need a job. I think I got too comfortable not having a job. It's gonna be sales. I think I'm pretty decent at that, so I don't want to say I'm the best because, I mean, if I was really good, if I was actually good, I wouldn't have got let go from my other job, which was a sales job. Although over the phone, it's kind of harder, but still, people were selling all over on the phone all the time back in the day. Even now, maybe I just don't got it like that, you know. Yeah. I feel very lonely. It's like a very, so it's a bad feeling. It's an awful feeling, but I feel like I've always really been lonely most of my life anyway. People weren't really like me. I would hang around friend groups growing up. Some of them were friends at the time because you're a little kid and growing up. You know, I just hang around those people because I didn't want to be lonely. They weren't really friends to me. They would go out and do stuff. I would never get invited. I would throw a party. It'd be a really lame party because no one showed up. You know, and I know I'm a cool guy. I know I am. You know, I talk to people good, treat them good. I'm funny, but I don't know what it was. I don't know why it's always been like that. I was never able to put my finger on it. I can conversate with people. I can convince people. I can do a lot of things. I'm a talented person, but why am I lonely? Why? Most of my life too. Why? Didn't choose it. I try to be cool with people and suck up to them at times, but it never really worked. And I would do everything everybody else is doing. I would conform to fit in. That never really worked. I had a lot of followers on Instagram. At one point, that meant a lot to me. For what? You know, I made a new Instagram account. Same thing. I'm checking my phone all the time to see new follow request. Oh, is she a bad bitch? You know, why does it matter? You know what I mean? Like, especially girls nowadays, dude. You know, fucking 5s think they're 9s or 8s. So you gotta put fucking 10 out of 10 effort for a girl that's like fucking, or a bitch that's like fucking, I don't know, 7 out of 10 or some shit. 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 even. Because all these fucking losers, these low confident guys, just giving so much, liking every single time she posts. Maybe she'll fucking like me, maybe she'll give me attention. I don't fucking understand it. I mean, I do understand it, but like, I would never do that. I would never have Instagram models and shit on my fucking feed. That's fucking dumb. That is loneliness right there too. That is fucking loneliness. But